Dear students, very pleasant good morning. Welcome to the online lecture series of environmental science. Dear students, in the previous lectures we were discussing about the environmental issues. In the environmental issues we were discussed some portion of the effects of the air pollution, with effect of carbon monoxide on human health, effect of nitrogen oxides on property, human health, and sulfur oxide we discussed already. Today we are going to discuss about the particulate matter pollutant effect, particulate matter, or we say SPM. We say suspended particulate matter. Suspended particulate matter have been classified as SPM, RSPM, SPM, this is RSPM, and NRSPM. Means these are respirable suspended particulate matter, and these are non-respirable suspended particulate matter. Means the respirable suspended particulate matters are fine in nature, while the non-respirable suspended particulate matter no doubt remains suspended in the air, in the atmosphere, but it can't be inhaled during the process of respiration because the particles are entrapped by the hair follicles present in the nostrils and mucus present in the nostrils of human being, and mucus being a large particles, comparatively large particles, this cannot be easily made their way into the alveoli of lungs, hence this can't be so dangerous to the health status of human being. But the respirable suspended particulate matter, as these are very fine in nature, very small in nature, these can easily be passed away through the respiratory tract, through the nostrils, and can easily reach into the alveoli of lungs. As and when such fine suspended particulate matter, we say respirable suspended particulate matter, reach in the lungs, it gets slowly deposit on the lungs and results so many respiratory related diseases. But such diseases have been observed in such individuals, in such human beings which have a continuous exposure of such suspended particulate matter. That's why these are sometimes we call collectively as professional diseases. Professional, or we can say occupational diseases. Occupational diseases means if any individual is getting any type of disease because of his profession, because of his occupation, then these are related to the occupational disease. And the particulate matters inhaled by such workers because of continuous exposure to any particular job, particular occupation, particular profession, and the disease are collectively called as occupational or professional disease. Mostly such disease have been seen in minors, those individuals which are which work as miners in mining of different substances, different minerals, and accordingly names have been given to the diseases which particulate matter the individual human being gets inhaled during his professional or working hours. And such diseases are, occupational diseases are, for example, we have a common disease which is known as berylliosis. Berylliosis. It's caused by, due to the inhalation of beryllium during the process of mining or other industrial operations. And berylliosis is actually a systematic poisoning which results shortness of breath, means you get difficulty while in normal respiration, and it also results weight loss, means continuous exposure to beryllium may results weight loss, and also results heart disease, cardiovascular disease, and finally it results lung cancer among the human beings. And the berylliosis is caused by the continuous inhalation of beryllium, and beryllium exposure is seen among the professional workers or professional individual human being who generally gets continuously exposed to the beryllium, which results in systemic poisoning, shortness of breath, it gets weight loss and heart related disease, and finally it gets a lung cancer because the elasticity of lung gets reduced due to because of continuous exposure to beryllium, and the collective name for this disease is called as berylliosis. And beryllium is being a suspended particulate matter gets inhaled into the lung of the human beings because of its fine nature, hence the beryllium is a respirable suspended particulate matter. Similarly, there are other suspended particulate matters which is being inhaled by human being during the course of the professional work as asbestosis. Asbestos, as we know, as a mineral, asbestos is a mineral releasing from ceramic industries, and asbestos is also related to complications like pleural calcification, which finally results a lung disease. But before getting a lung disease, it may also result shortness of breath among the human being, among the particular individual who generally exposes to the asbestosis, pleural calcification, and lung disease, especially the lung cancer. We say lung cancer because of the continuous exposure to the asbestosis. And one of the most important harmful effect caused by asbestosis is a lung disease, mesothelioma, which is fatal in nature. Means we can't cure the disease once we suffer from such dreadful disease. Means the exposure of continuous exposure to the asbestos while mining of the asbestos results asbestosis, which is characterized by shortness of breath, lung disease, lung cancer, pleural calcification, and this dreadful disease. Then we also consume, we also inhale substances like cadmium. Cadmium, we know, a heavy metal responsible for cardiovascular disease, hypertension, and kidney damage. This is responsible for cardiovascular disease, kidney damage, and hypertension. Means continuous exposure to cadmium may result in cardiovascular disease, means heart related diseases, and it may also get damage the kidney of the human being which has been continuously gets exposed to the particular cadmium, and hypertension may also result due to continuous exposure to this cadmium. Then we also have mercury, and these are gets exposed while working in the industries, in factories, and where the cadmium is being cadmium or the mercury is being used. And the mercury is responsible for neurological damage, and generally it affects the cerebellum and cortex region of the brain. Means if any individual is being exposed to the mercury, then he or she may get neurological damage, nervous system may get damaged, and cerebellum and cortex portion of the brain may get damaged to the human being. Similarly, a silicon is there. Silicon, we are also using silicon, which results silicosis. Means the disease is caused by the continuous inhalation of the silicon while mining or while industrial operation or in any factories, and the silicon results from chronic lung disease. And similarly, all other suspended particulate matter, as we have seen, like beryllium, asbestos, cadmium, mercury, silicon is also responsible for occupational or professional disease, and finally the result is discussed as chronic lung disease. If you have keenly observed that almost all the substances, suspended particulate matter, these are you should keep in mind that all these are NRSPM. RSPM, we know, suspended particulate matter, and NRSPM means these are respirable suspended particulate matter. These are respirable, means these are fine suspended particulate matter. Because of its fineness in nature, it easily reach in the alveoli of the lungs and gets calcification and many other complications, which finally damage the lungs and other respiratory system, part of the respiratory system, and finally the individual gets respiratory related disease. And these are because these are connected to one other profession. That's why all these disease we call as professional diseases or occupational disease. Hope you understand. These were some of the effects caused by the either gaseous pollutants or suspended particulate matter on human being. Besides this, there are other effects caused by the pollutants on other sectors of our ecosystem, which we may discuss as, for example, there are food chain in the ecosystem, aquatic ecosystem may also get damage or collapse. What I mean to say? I mean to say that continuous exposure of such pollutants, for example, because of the air pollution, we may get the formation of nitric acid, or we may get the formation of sulfuric acid, as discussed in the previous lecture. And what are the negative impacts of these sulfuric acid? We know we have an ecosystem. If an aquatic ecosystem we consider, there are phytoplankton, then zooplankton, then small fish, then large fish. Means, if we take an example of pond, we have a food chain in the form of phytoplankton, zooplankton, small fish and large fish, and fish-eating birds may be there. But what happens if any acidic rain occurs because of the continuous release of either sulfur oxide or oxides of nitrogen, and 70% of the sulfuric acid is contributed by sulfur oxide, and occurrence of sulfuric acid on such particular water bodies results the damage to phyto and zooplanktons. No doubt these are not directly so much have a significant deleterious effect on the large and small fish, but no doubt these badly affects the feeding ground of small fish, and in turn the population of the small fish gets reduced, it gets declined, and finally the large fish so present in the water bodies may also get negatively, harmfully damaged, because the phyto and zooplanktons are very sensitive to this acidic rain. Hence acidic rain, occurrence of acidic rain because of the occurrence of air pollution results the collapse or damage of food chain. These are some of the effects of air pollutants. We'll discuss some of the remaining consequences or effects of air pollution in the next very lecture. Till then, stay home, stay safe, best of luck.